Joseph Stalin was a Soviet politician, revolutionary and political theorist, a general secretary of the Communist Party, and a chairman of the Council of Ministers who was described by some as bold but manic by many others. He viewed that communism that would work in its practice would be the creation of rapid industrialization, the theory of socialism in one country, and forced collectivization of agriculture. Furthermore, he contributed to the tragedies that occurred during his time, and he strived to be the most powerful person there was. Throughout his life, Joseph Stalin left an impact emotionally, economically, and technologically on all the lives he came across during his 30 years of governing and holding power over others. Joseph Stalin came after Russians, Ukrainians, Kazakhs, Poles, Baltics, Germans, and Jews. Overall, he killed 6 million people in his regime by forced labor, massacres, deportation, famine, and detention by his henchmen. This caused trauma throughout all the survivors that endured the pain and suffering of Joseph Stalin, especially mass starvation, which was a major effect of his actions. Many of the people under his rule were loyal, but frightened of what he could do to them. The overall economic effect of Joseph Stalin was major industrialization in Russia. In the Soviet Union, the electricity production, coal, and iron output increased enormously because of Stalin. Over his time span of ruling, he lowered production of consumer goods, which caused shortages in housing, food, and clothing. They also had an enormous amount of oil and gas supplied in the Soviet Union. In summation, he had a positive and negative impact on the economy because he oversaw rapid industrialization. However, the economy produced low-quality goods, which led to agricultural issues. Joseph Stalin also led the Battle of Berlin in 1945, which not only had many killed but even more wounded. The technological advancements incorporated more military technology, and the USSR's power enlarged rapidly because of it. Even though they produced more technology, the strategy by which he went by was cruel. For instance, people were forced into labor by Stalin. He had millions of prisoners held captive and enforced control over others, resulting in fear. To ensure his complete control of power, he aspired to have better military technology to use against any other countries. Overall, Joseph used technology to his own advantage, and whoever crossed paths with him and messed with his control was either at risk to be put in prison or stuck in forced labor. Throughout his lifespan, Stalin believed everyone was below him, and many people had mixed emotions because of how different he acted when around different people. Furthermore, he contributed to the industrialization throughout the 1900s, yet he also contributed to the growth of fear and torture many endured. Altogether, he left many impacts on the world, whether they happened to be good or tragic.